You know, I enjoy looking at the differences between Dungeons and Dragons when I started in the late 70s to how it is now. I've just gone to a new club, and one of the big differences I've noticed is character creation. It's just people are choosing a character, whereas we had to create characters. And then I thought, actually, I don't think even that's true, and it wasn't. Having a look at the Tomb of Horrors at the moment, and because that was the first dungeon I ever got, I was reminded of something I'd forgotten, and it's that you did not choose characters. So you find number of players. We had 4. And then it's got option 1, option 2, option 3. And there are several different options. When I got Tomb of Horrors, I suppose I could have chosen characters, but I had no point of reference. We didn't know what we were doing. And then people said, I don't like that, I don't want to be that. I don't want to be that. I'm taking my dice home. Mother, he's bullying me. So then we start to say, okay, but so what we'll do, we'll generate a sort of history. So your personal circumstances, we used to throw a dice. We still do throw a dice. We used to throw a dice. I'm talking about like as if I'm a ghost. No, we still do. So you throw a dice, D20, and it tells you what your circumstances are now. And it goes everything from prisoner, slave, right up to nobility, royal family. But then you throw a dice to see what your family historically were. And so instantly you've got to make that connection. So if you throw that your character is a slave, but historically they were royalty, how did that happen? Or conversely, you throw, oh, I'm a prince. What was my family like 4 generations ago? Oh, we were slaves. How's that leap happened? So yeah, the characters, players are already making up stories. And you do things like, father and mother still alive, brothers and sisters. Have you got enemies? Have you got friends? Have you got particular skills? And so you give them a skeleton. And then I always say, look, any of that doesn't make sense or it's too hard, get rid of it. You want a game, you want a character you can play. You need it to be fun. Now, I'm not saying ours weren't fun. And it helped because we didn't have any understanding of what the game wanted us to be. Now, that's a strength of for us. Because there are no expectations, we can do what the heck we like. It's like 2 teams of sportsmen, football players or whatever. I can't say American football because I don't know how many are in a team. But imagine 2 teams run on, and when they get on, everybody makes their own rules up and shoots off in different directions. What are you doing? Oh, it's my own rule. I've got a rubber ball on a stick. Well. So, but it was a bit like that. It was a bit manic. So having the structure helped because we didn't know what a half elf was. I don't know what a half elf was. But it not only did it tell me the character I could choose, it told me what their characteristics were, so I didn't have to throw and add them together, which meant you were in the game straight away. However, that also meant you had to get all your pals round, and you'd say, right, everyone in the team, throw a d6. Highest person can choose what character they want to be. And then you get to a point where you say, oh, let's get somebody else to play. That way we've got more options of who we can be. Or let's have one character because we can choose from about 10. So if there's only 5 of us, we've got a choice of 2 each. And that it was all make. There's no rules about it. It was all make, do, and mend. It was good because it allowed us to learn a lot about the game. It didn't teach us how to do the things it wanted us to do. I'll show you another table, look. Because then having created your character, told you what he was wearing. So character number 1 is wearing a displaced coat, blah, 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 blah. So this is the solo game I've been playing. It's actually night time and I can't work out how to get through the green-faced demon. Anyway, in my game, I ended up with an elf and a halfling, and everyone else was human. It doesn't help. It says things like players must equip themselves. So, okay, what does that mean? But it did give some hints. So, for example, use common sense. Really, is what it says. Don't let a halfling carry more gear and war weight than an ogre or a barbarian, or there weren't ogres back then. You could be a human, an elf, a dwarf, a halfling. You couldn't be all these strange creatures. In my early days in the 70s, if something popped up in a dungeon with big horns and a pointy tail, it got shot. Nowadays, picks up a rucksack, gets on a pony, and it's sleeping next to you in bed. What's that all about? Life were a lot simpler. Yeah, I'm not sure what I've told you from this. In the beginning, there was the word. In the beginning, we had how many people are in your party. That's the characters you can choose from. There is some scope, but within that scope, you choose them. You cannot choose to be a goblin. You cannot choose to be an elf-orc hybrid. You cannot choose to be an ogre. They're not in the list. They're not allowed. You are told what equipment you've got. If you are number 3 on that chart, you are carrying what number 3 has got on that chart. If you want to know how strong you are, the book tells you. You don't know, you don't throw dice. That comes later. This is early doors. I mean, they're even at the beginning of these things as a teaser, having to tell you, like at the bestiary at the end, if you don't know what an elf can do, you need the blue book at the beginning. Or I've just been doing a module for somebody, and it's one of the B modules, and it says the new creatures appearing in this module can be found in the red book. It is essential that you also have the blue book. So, because they say what they are. This is a werewolf. This is a werebear. Oh, is it? Oh, what's that? Nowadays you'd go, oh yeah, I know what that is. Easy peasy. But we didn't. Nobody knew. They were making it up. We had to make it up. We had to catch up. We had to run along as fast as our little legs would carry us. So anyway, I hope you got some fun. Maybe just seeing the bits. And I suppose the final point is whether you think the early game had failures or successes, it caused us to become the players that we have been for 48, 49 years. Ta-ra, Chuck.